What's going on, guys? First ever video on the channel. Have been really looking forward to this. Today I'm going to be predicting every single game from the NFL season. I'm going to be doing this in two different videos most likely. I'm probably going to stop at about week 8 or week 9 here. Let's get right to it. Dallas at Philadelphia, opening night. Believe it or not, I got the Cowboys pulling off the upset. The Eagles might have a teeny bit of a Super Bowl hangover to start the season. Dallas, I think they're being slept on a little bit. I don't think they're a Super Bowl favorite or anything like that, but I think the over-under for them being set at 8.5 is ridiculous, given that they're not too far away from winning 12 games in a row in back-to-back seasons. Plus, I really like the George Pickens pickup they made, so I got them starting off the season very well. Chiefs at Chargers at a neutral site. I'm going to go with another upset right here. Buccaneers at Atlanta. Give me Tampa Bay. Michael Penix, he showed a lot of red flags during his rookie season, and maybe he gets off to a slow start again. The Bengals better win this game, but I wouldn't rule anything out because they've been god-awful to start the season, really, ever since Joe Burrow's got there. They're 1-9 in their week 1 and 2 games since they drafted Burrow. They lost to a horrendous Patriots team last season to begin the year, but I do think they'll beat the Browns, who are probably the worst team in the league outside of New Orleans. I got Miami beating Indianapolis, especially if they start Anthony Richardson, because that guy is god-awful, can't even hit the ocean. I got the Jaguars winning this one. I think they're going to be a surprise team this season. Trevor Lawrence is better than people think. Travis Hunter, I think he's going to be a great two-way player for them. Keep an eye on Jacksonville. Raiders at New England. I think the Raiders are going to be another team that's going to be significantly better. Pete Carroll is a massive upgrade over Antonio Pierce. Geno Smith is a massive upgrade over Gardner Minshew and Aiden O'Connell. I really like them getting Gentry in the draft. And other than Drake May, who's even a question mark, the Patriots' offense is horrendous. The offensive line sucks. Their wide receivers really aren't any good. I don't want to hear anything about 80-year-old Stephon Diggs. So give me the Raiders to start 1-0. The Saints are going to be awful this year. I think this game's going to be a slugfest, but I trust Aaron Rodgers, even at 80 years old, more than Justin Fields. Give me the Commanders over the Giants. I am high on Cam Ward, but first ever start on the road against a great defense. Give me Denver. I kind of want to pick Seattle here because I'm not the biggest Brock Purdy guy. I think Mike Macdonald's a great coach. His defense could present challenges. But you know what? I'm going to pick Seattle here. Give me Green Bay at home over Detroit. Maybe a bit of an upset. I got Houston. I'm really not that high on Matt Stafford. I've seen a lot of people in the media call him like a top 5 QB, which I think is ridiculous. His stats are pretty underwhelming relative to his reputation. And we got a rematch in Sunday Night Football. This was a classic playoff game. I got the Ravens getting revenge. Lamar Jackson is easily one of the best regular season QBs ever. Monday Night Football, J.J. McCarthy's debut. The Bears have loaded up on offense. They addressed their offensive line. They drafted Loveland. They drafted Luther Burden, who was, in my opinion, the best receiver in the entire draft. So I got them starting off 1-0. Week 2, Washington at Green Bay. I got the Packers. I think Jaden Daniels is going to have a bit of a sophomore slump. We see it happen to a lot of people. Baker Mayfield way back in the day. CJ Stroud a bit last year. People have more film on Jaden this season. And as I'm recording this, Terry McLaurin has not reported to training camp. We don't know how that's going to work out. Definitely Baltimore over Cleveland. I'm going to take the Jaguars because the Bengals defense is horrendous. And Trey Hendrickson, that situation's up in the air. Shamar Stewart, who the hell knows what he's going to do. Cowboys over the Giants. Lions bounce back. People forget this, but Miami had one of, if not the best offense in the entire league just over a year ago when Tua was healthy. People are definitely sleeping on them, I feel like. 49ers should destroy New Orleans. Bills over the Jets. Aaron Rodgers is going to start off 2-0. He was very good toward the end of the last season. I attribute that to him still recovering from the Achilles injuries, which takes way more time to recover from than people realize. Rams bouncing back. Cardinals, I think they're going to be a surprise team. I love Trey McBride and Marvin Harrison as weapons for Kyler, and I really love their draft picks of Walter Nolan and Will Johnson. Denver over Indy. I got the Chiefs starting off 0-2. The Chargers and Eagles, they're no joke. We saw what the Eagles did to them in the Super Bowl. They're basically bringing back most of their key players, so I think they'll be able to go to Arrowhead and win just like they did in 2023. I got the Vikings. I trust JJ McCarthy's supporting cast of Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, your crew way more than what Michael Penix has. I got the Texans. And I think the Raiders are the second best team in their division. Like I said, massive upgrades at both head coach and quarterback. The Chargers had a crazy good turnover differential last season. That's probably not sustainable. Bo Nix kind of reminds me of Mac Jones as guys who peak as rookies. So Raiders, I think they're the second best team in that division, and they'll show it week 2 of the season. Buffalo over Miami. I got Carolina winning this one. I'm higher on Bryce Young than most people. I think he's going to be a good quarterback, especially with the pieces they've surrounded him with this offseason. Green Bay goes 3-0. I got Jacksonville here. Are we sure CJ Stroud is that much better than Trevor Lawrence? If so, why? I'm going to go Minnesota here because the Bengals can't stop a nosebleed on defense. I'm going to go with the Steelers. I think they are absolutely going to overwhelm New England on offense with TJ Watt, Jalen Ramsey and company. Got the Eagles here. I'm going to go with the Jets in a bit of an upset. They still have a very good defense. Baker can be very up and down. So why not? They're not going to go 0-17. Got the Commanders beating the Raiders. Got Cam Ward getting his first ever win. I got the Chargers at home over Denver. Seattle at home. I'm going to pick Dallas to start 3-0. Like I said, people are sleeping on them, and I think they're going to show that early on. I think Arizona is also going to get a surprising road win. Kansas City, must-win game here. Don't want to go 0-3. That's an easy pick. Baltimore, going to start off 3-0. Like I said, Lamar Jackson, one of the best regular season QBs ever. Wow, basically 8 minutes already. I might cut this off pretty quickly and make it part 3 or part 4 for this. But Arizona over, I'm going to pick Seattle here. I'm going to pick the Vikings, JJ McCarthy, 3-1. How about that? I'm going to pick Atlanta. I don't think they're bad enough to go 0-4. Easy win for the Lions here. Texans get it done at home. Patriots get their first win of the season at home. I'm going to pick the Giants here. I really like their defensive line. Malik Neighbors is an absolute stud. I don't think they're going to be really that good at all this year, but once Jackson Dart comes in, they could be a real problem. I would honestly have them do a gap year, but we'll see. Eagles over Tampa Bay, although the Buccaneers have given them big problems the past 2 times they've played. I'm going to take the Rams, 49ers here. Trevor Lawrence against Brock Purdy on First Things First. That segment's going to be crazy all week, by the way. Kansas City against Baltimore. I trust Patrick Mahomes in a big game over Lamar any day of the week. Bears over the Raiders, because I think their wide receivers are going to give the Raiders' unproven secondary a lot of problems. I got Miami over New York, and I'll go Dallas just because they're at home. That's really a coin flip, though. I'm going to do 2 more weeks, and then I'll upload another video of this. 49ers at the Rams. I'm going to go with the Rams. I think the Browns get their first win of the season here. It's going to happen eventually. Baltimore over Houston. Carolina over Miami in an upset. Like I said, I'm big on Bryce Young. I got the Raiders over the Colts. Hopefully they have started Daniel Jones by now if they did in week 1. Giants here. Cowboys over the Jets. Eagles over Denver. I'm going to go with Cam Ward here. I think it's going to be a bit of a coming out party for him. I think Tennessee could surprise people. Shout out Kevin Wilds. Seattle over... No. I'm going to go Tampa here. The Lions are going to run all over that poor Bengals defense. Chargers over the Commanders. Buffalo over New England. And I'm going to pick the Chiefs in this one. Alright, last week, and I'll see you guys in another video. Eagles over the Giants. I got the Jets over the Broncos. I'll get revenge on last year's low-scoring game. Ravens over the Rams. I can't see Dallas going 6-0. Even 5-0 seems like kind of a reach, honestly. I got the Colts getting their first win. They're not going to go 0-17. Jaguars at home. This is an interesting matchup. I feel like kind of completely opposite teams. One team loves to run the ball. The other has weapons galore in Tua, Jalen Waddle. Kind of a clash of styles, if you will. But I'm going to go with Miami just because they're at home. Steelers here. I'm going to go with Tampa Bay. I feel like the 49ers missed their window. CMC's old and kind of injury prone. Trent Williams is way up there in age. And their skill position players aren't nearly what they used to be even when they made the Super Bowl a year ago. Raiders over Tennessee. Joe Burrow gets a win in the must-win spot. Patriots win this one. Kansas City wins 4 in a row after starting 0-2. By the way, that 0-2 start they're going to have, the overreactions are going to be insufferable. Is the Chiefs dynasty over? Like, no, it's not. Buffalo over Atlanta. And ooh, Jaden against Caleb. I'm going to go with Jaden. Alright guys, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you soon.